Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Broken Theory. Today we got the homie Big YL. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Doing
Appreciate
pretty
you.
well. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Blessed, man. I was just jamming out to this Amnesia track, man. That song is fire as hell, bro. Hey,
I appreciate that.
congrats on all of your releases, man. I love what you do, and I just wanted to make some time so that way, you know what I mean, we could talk about this journey. So how did you first get started with music?
So it was back in, my mom loves to tell the story. I think I was 4 or 5.
Okay.
I got like this toy drum set. And apparently I played along to whatever was on the radio. Like I knew what I was doing. And so she says that's when it all started. Then I picked up the trumpet in 6th grade, and that's really where the ball got rolling.
So going from, you know, just playing along, kind of improvising with like what you're doing, playing with the songs on the radio, and then to playing the trumpet. Do you have any like early memories that like kind of remind you like why you started? Anytime, you know what I mean, you kind of lose track, you just like think about that?
I think it was so we did something called recorded karate when I was in 4th grade.
Okay.
And it was basically just, it's like a clarinet but real cheap, made of plastic.
Okay.
And I absolutely zoomed through that. Me and this other girl just kind of, we were way ahead of the class.
Yeah.
And that just kind of like sparked the like, I like to go home and practice. I like to go home and like dive deep into the craft.
Yeah.
And so then with trumpet, there's a lot more to dive into than just a plastic recorder. But
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So like, what do you think interested you the most of like getting that rush from music? Like you said, like I just want to go home and practice.
I think part of it was just hyperfixation of just, this is the most fun I'm having in life right now is playing this. Yeah. And then some of it was ego, because I just, at the time, I was obsessed with being the best at everything.
Okay. So like, you know, kind of like on some Jordan shit, you know, you just locked in, you know, trying to just practice your craft. That's what's up. So from there, picking up the trumpet, how did you get to where you're at right now? When did you first make your own song?
Probably, I mean, so I kind of started more with poetry. So I had poems that were technically finished, but it wasn't until way later that I started recording like lyrics onto beats that I produced.
Okay.
Before that, it was just me recording like remixes. Like I did a Jay-Z remix, I did a Chance the Rapper remix. Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of like found your sound in by like just using what you already liked and just started making like free verses and stuff like that, like kind of like mixtapes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And where were you putting these? Were you burning CDs? Were you putting it on YouTube? Like what year was this?
At the time.
Oh, okay. SoundCloud. Okay.
Yeah. Might have been like 2012, 2011.
Okay. So that's when you made your first song.
That's when I dropped my first remix, I'll say.
Gotcha.
There were a lot of songs before that just weren't finished or weren't good, but yeah.
To this day, what would you say is your favorite song that you've released and why?
Ooh, that I've released? Probably it's between Deadlift and A Lot of Heat. Deadlift for the trumpets. Thank you. And then A Lot of Heat is just, that's one of my favorite verses I've written. It's really, really fun to perform.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you are inspired by Big Sean, man, but like
absolutely.
I just get I get like crazy Big Sean vibes from you, man. Like whenever I hear like a verse, bro, you just get in this pocket to where it's like, you know what I mean? Like not to compare you to Big Sean or anything like that, but I say that kind of like as a compliment, you know what I mean? Because I enjoy his music, and I think he's very slept on as far as a rapper. Like, you know, he's not really in the mention of, you know, top 10 and stuff like that when he should be. I mean, because he checks all the boxes off, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but
and he's big on concepts too, which I really appreciate.
Exactly. And I mean, people that just love art for the sake of loving the art can appreciate when somebody takes the time and like thinks about a whole concept, you know what I'm saying? And just like the whole album just slaps from front to back, you know what I mean? If somebody never heard of you before and you kind of wanted to introduce them to your music, what song would be the best song to listen to? Would it be one of your favorite songs, or would it be something different?
It's hard to say because there's just so many different styles that I kind of experiment with.
Of course.
Probably, okay, there's a song called Pulling Away that I put out, I think back in 2021.
Okay.
And because there's a few different like kind of beat switches through that one, I think people can get a little more of idea of just like
Who you are.
Yeah.
I got you. So as an artist, I know we've been talking about a lot so far. We talked about the trumpet. We talked about, you know, you making freestyle and like mixtape type verses. As an artist, how do you feel like you started to find your sound and like what that is for you? Because your niche, I would say, is a very unique niche. The fact that you're making your own beats, the fact that you're playing the trumpet on top of that, like it's crazy, bro. Where did you find your sound?
It kind of like almost by accident. So I kind of started working with like my friends, my roommates, different people, and in kind of experimenting with like their creativity and understanding, okay, this is kind of their voice, this is my voice. It kind of helped me zero in, because otherwise it's just like everything that sounds good I want to do.
Yeah.
But now I've kind of figured out, especially with the trumpet, it's just an easy thing to kind of set me apart.
Gotcha.
So
No, as soon as I heard that you played the trumpet, bro, that set you apart in my book. You know what I'm saying? Just off rip, bro. And then every song that you've played hits. So like, I know if you're coming out with some new shit, I ain't gotta worry about it. Like, it's not gonna be a waste of time pressing play. You know what I'm saying? Like, most definitely.
Appreciate that.
What was a moment that you kind of like were finding your sound and you were like, nah, this ain't me, or this is me?
Actually, there is one song I have out called Seas in the Summer.
Okay.
And it doesn't sound bad, but it's really not me. And the people around me told me, they were like, yeah, it sounds good, but it's
What about it specifically?
It just it felt more like a writing experiment. Like I wanted to write a song about this instead of just writing my life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of like,
from the outside looking in a different perspective.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, now that's dope. And I think it's super important as artists to be able to be like non-judgmental with ourselves, that like if we have an idea and we want to go for it and we actually do it, that means like somebody out there is going to like it. And you know, you did it for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like it still should exist, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So definitely. I'm going to have to check that out when we get off this call, man. What's your process like when you're working on an album? Is anything different from just like, you know, the day-to-day, or like what is it like?
So my process has kind of changed recently. Before it was just kind of, I would create music all the time and then I would group songs together because I felt like I needed to put together a project. And now I'm a little more intentional. So I'll kind of start with a song that's kind of the central theme and then build around it.
Gotcha.
So like I have a project coming up called Where I'm At Now. And it started with a song called Where I'm At Now. And then I realized, okay, some of these other songs are kind of talking about where I'm at right now. They kind of, and then from there, I can piece together the instrumental and the lyrics and everything, the song structure in a way to make it cohesive.
No, that's dope. Yeah. I think it's super important. Like once you start getting that first song in, or the first two songs, the rest like kind of just comes together automatically. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even have to try. It's like you already know what you're looking for. You don't even waste your time on it. That's super dope. What is a good song or beat to you?
I think anything, well, it depends on what it's for. If it's, you know, just to listen to, I think anything that gets somebody moving.
In general, just like, what would you say are like laws of like what makes a good beat or a good song to you?
Man, it's hard for me to put down laws because I'm pretty open-minded about music.
Okay.
I think, I mean, I'm kind of in the place of like, as long as it sounds good.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
No doubt. How important is faith to you?
I think it's pretty important. I think it is hard to exist without believing in something. I definitely had some times where I wasn't sure what I believed or didn't really believe in anything. So that's important, especially I think detachment from, I'm thinking about, you know, being a human and having human emotions, but not having to act on them, or like the way other people think about me and not having to define myself by that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, it's super important not to like place yourself in the boxes that other people have for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you do as much as that you do, because there's a lot of confusion in the mix, like of people trying to like label you and like, oh, you got to do this or you got to do that. You got to find your own way. You know what I'm saying? And your way isn't going to be the way of, I'm going to say this because I used him as an example earlier, Big Sean or anybody else that you look up to, like production wise or anything. Like your way is going to be completely 100% yours. So, you know, it's super important. Walk me through your average day, man. What's it like being the big YL?
Well, you know, I'm working full time still at the moment, but outside of that, really focused on trying to exercise more, you know, really investing in self-care. So as far as music, I'm actually almost creating music less than I was.
Wow.
I was kind of like always locked in the studio, always working on something, and it was going nowhere. And now I'm working less, but it's like intentional work. So it's, you know, I can get home after work 2 hours, and it's like there's a solid product that came out of that.
No, I feel that, man. You definitely got to be super intentional with the music, and it shows. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever you do have a moment to sit down, you know what I'm saying? It's just automatic fire, like that intention just leads it itself. You know what I mean? What projects do you have coming up next?
So I have a project coming up, aiming for somewhere in August. It's called Where I'm At Now. It's going to be about 4 songs, just a quick little EP. After that, I have a pretty big project coming out called Colors of the Sunset. And that one's going to be a lot more of me singing. So that's going to be a little bit of a switch.
That's fine.
It's going to be kind of like a pop R&B kind of thing, probably closer to like 14 songs. And that one I'm aiming for like October, November.
Dope. What's the story behind that one? Is it kind of like the singing on Amnesia or like more singing?
I would say more. I've developed some abilities that I didn't have when I recorded Amnesia. So
what kind of abilities and how did you get those?
Well, just as far as singing technique goes, I really wasn't a good singer, I think, at the time. So just understanding how to use my voice in terms of, you know, breath support, in terms of not straining when I sing, and just falsetto is something that I've recently kind of discovered in my voice that I can kind of control. So there'll be a lot more of that.
What kind of opened your eyes to that?
Honestly, I think it was Mariah Carey, because she has the nodules on her vocal cords, and just hearing about her difficulty in her singing career dealing with that, it's kind of like, well, I want to make sure I put myself in a position to be able to do this sustainably. So I think there are quite a few singers that are even considered top singers that the way they sing does kind of tear their vocals down over time.
Okay. Nah, I feel that. What's one place you would like to go that you've never been?
The thing that came to mind was Egypt.
Egypt, wow. That's powerful. And why? Why do you want to go to Egypt?
Honestly, there's a long list of places. Egypt, I'm getting an Egypt poster for my room, and that's why that's the one that kind of popped up.
That's fine.
But I want to go anywhere that's like safe to travel, really.
Word. Nah, I feel it.
Yeah.
Any books that you're reading or that you have read that changed your life forever?
I think Russ is
It's all in your head.
But the one where he talks about like delusional self-confidence.
Yeah,
I can't remember which book that was.
It's all in your head. The first one, the yellow one.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. That one definitely changed just my perspective on everything. I was still in college when I read it, and it just kind of prompted me to take a lot more direct control, because I was definitely living for what other people wanted or what other people saw me as for a while. Yeah.
No, I feel that. I mean, when you're first getting started, man, I think it's super important to like know where you're going, but at the same sense, like kind of just experiment, you know what I'm saying? And just not being stuck to like certain things. The people around you and like their expectations that they have on you can help mold you, but it's important to just always, you know, still as an artist, do what the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Like that's what I feel, you know? What sacrifices do you feel like you've made to get where you're at right now?
I mean, sacrificing sleep, sacrificing, you know, some aspects of like a social life, sacrificing lately sacrificing a lot of like ego and pride that I've attached to music, and kind of just I'm trying to look at myself as just a human who happens to make music.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise I feel like I'm trying to prove something. So yeah, those are some things I've sacrificed, I think.
Nah, I feel it. How did you get your name?
Actually, a friend of mine came up with it. Started as a joke. We were gonna make an anime rap group, and he come up with Dabigyl, and it just kind of stuck.
That's fire. How do you handle creative block if ever you have any moments of doubt?
Honestly, I step away. I try not to chase creativity now, and just let it kind of flow, because when you try to force it, it becomes a self-fulfilling thing.
Definitely. Yeah, the art, it's got to speak for itself, for sure.
Exactly.
What would you say is something that's a mistake that independent artists make when first starting out?
I think a lot of independent artists, specifically now, they start off kind of with this weird paradigm where they think because they're an artist who makes music, that means people should pay attention to them, or that just because they made the post, that means people are supposed to show up.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is in the paradigm of understanding you're technically trying to start a business, and any business needs marketing and needs professionalism and needs all these things. And if you don't have those, then why do you think you're entitled to what the businesses that do have those are getting?
Nah, I feel that. You definitely got to treat it like a business, for sure.
Yeah.
What would you say is your biggest investment in music so far, besides time?
I guess it would be studio equipment. Over the years, it's been 15, 16 years now. So
yeah, let's talk about it. What kind of studio equipment do you have? What would you say is your most expensive purchase, and like, what's your current setup right now?
So right now, kind of set up a home studio with my roommates. We have a couple speakers, some speaker stands. We have a couple of keyboards. We both have laptops, some lights set up. Laptop is probably the most expensive thing.
Word.
But it's a MacBook, so that's just gonna be.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be expensive no matter what. But
for sure, yeah, I'm definitely considering ending my MacBook trials. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
After the last one, I spent like damn near $3,000. Ended up ruining the MacBook. Had to buy another one, and it's just like, I don't know, bro. I feel like if I did a PC, at least like something stationary, I could swap out whatever I need to, upgrade whatever I need to. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm definitely thinking about for my on-the-go computer being a laptop, the MacBook, but for the home PC.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's about where I'm at too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
What's 3 of your favorite movies?
Oh man. I wouldn't say it's a favorite, but it really affected me. Straw, that Tyler Perry just did.
What's that about?
So that's stars Taraji P. Henson. It's about a single mother who basically gets caught up kind of robbing a bank.
Oh shit.
And it's kind of, I don't want to reveal too much in case you want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching it.
It's emotionally heavy. It made me tear up.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, man. I seen it, but I didn't add it yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna watch it, bro.
It's heavy.
What would you? Yeah, keep going.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, keep going. I forgot you didn't say 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one with Jim Carrey, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. If you've seen that one.
No, I never even heard of that one.
That's another really heavy. It's about a guy. I think he pays to forget someone that he fell in love with after they break up. It's
what is it called again?
Worth checking out.
Eternal what?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I'm definitely writing that on my list right no doubt. And keep going, bro.
The third one, don't judge me, but right now it's kind of Inception. I really like Inception. That's a
fire movie, bro.
Yeah,
that's a fire movie, and that's definitely a first on the top 3 list, man. But it's super fire concept. You know what I'm saying? Like the visuals, the way it was shot, everything like that, man. Like it's just I don't know. I think personally it's one of the best shot movies of all time. Like how trippy it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree.
The effects were definitely fire as hell.
Yep.
Who would you say is your inspiration as an artist and as a producer?
So as a producer, I'm gonna say probably Pharrell.
I can hear it
because I feel like he's pretty versatile, but you can always tell it's him.
Yeah.
Like no matter what genre he's jumping into, you know, oh, that's Pharrell.
Yeah.
And then people
the 3 beat in the beginning too.
Yeah.
Yep. I just caught on to that.
Yeah. As an artist, right now I'm really kind of studying Leon Thomas.
Okay.
But I think the central artist that really inspired me was Michael Jackson.
That's fire. What era would you say is the one that inspired you the most? Is it Thriller, Bad?
Probably Off the Wall, actually.
Off the Wall? Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fire. I think that was the first album he did with Quincy.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fire. What would you say are 3 albums that inspired who you are as a producer?
As a producer, there's so many. Okay, I'm gonna steal Off the Wall again.
Okay.
As number 1. This might be out of left field, but Dawn by Yebba.
Okay.
I think that's one of the best produced. I think technically it was folk, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Yebba. Number 3, oh man. As a producer, honestly, I'll give Travis Scott some credit. Astro World was very well produced in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of his greatest albums for sure.
Yeah.
Utopia, man, I listened to that shit once, bro, and I never went back to it. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair.
It just really wasn't what I was expecting. I mean, of course, as fans, you know, we all kind of have false expectations for our favorite artists and stuff like that. But just to see where it like switched off, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of really wasn't rocking with it. But I feel that. What would you say is your most memorable moment on the come up?
Dang, memorable? So many. Honestly, it happened recently. I did this writing camp through an organization called ATL Collective.
Okay.
And it's basically just a bunch of artistic people apply to, they match you up with another artist, another songwriter, and then 2 producers.
Okay.
And it's just, honestly, it was just cool. You know, I've networked on the open mic, done some things online, but being in the room with people was just completely different. And it's just like people who are, you know, they're working whatever job, they're a barista, but then they sing, or like they work at Target, but then they play guitar. Like it's just, yeah. So that was cool, and just being immersed in so much talent.
Nah, I feel it. Because when you open your eyes and you see like, damn, I'm not the only one just grinding, like, you know, keeping my head down, hoping, you know what I mean, this shit takes off for real. Like you see there's other people out here making sacrifices just like you. It's like, and they're just as talented. It's like, you know, sky's the limit, man. We could make some crazy shit.
Exactly.
Who's somebody that you would love to work with?
Say that one more time.
Who is somebody that you would love to work with?
Oh man. If it's one person right now, it's Leon Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why would
present company excluded?
You said what?
I said present company excluded.
Nah,
why I would say his performance ability, but also just I feel like he really knows music. And so just talking to him just on like music theory and composition and things like that, I feel like would be really cool.
Yeah, 100%, man. Who are people in your circle that kind of push you to go harder, or like kind of like check you when you're off track?
Honestly, the main guy, my best friend Nick, he's very good about telling me when I need to get on it, and he's the kind of someone I could be like, yeah, I've been kind of overwhelmed, and he's not going to judge me if it's like, well, a couple of rest days here and there, you know. But otherwise, I'm pretty much self-motivated at this point.
That's a good
even
thing.
though it took a while to get here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, I feel like it's super important for us to have that battery in our back ourselves and like be the one who's doing that. But also like kind of like not looking up to others to do it for us, because like in the same sense it becomes like something like you looking for validation, like chasing something to where it's like a song you show somebody and they, you know, hate on it or whatever, could have been your hit and you decided to not put it out just because one person said they didn't like it, you know what I mean? So it's like
exactly
it's perfect to have like a balance, just like you said, man. You know, you kind of get it from your best friend, but like in the same sense you do it yourself. That's awesome.
Right.
Tell me about a moment that you wanted to quit.
I've had quite a few moments. The big one was actually when I was in high school. It's so, you know, I played trumpet, and I had braces that affected the way I play. When I got them off, it was like I was starting over from scratch. And I almost quit band because I went from being the person in the room that everybody wanted to be to all of a sudden I'm like around high schoolers sounding like the sixth grader who just picked up the horn. And at the time there was so much ego attached to being the good trumpet player that it was literally like I wanted to quit.
So how did you get out of
my lowest? Just kept trying. I was too scared to quit, which kind of saved me, because by the time I would have had the opportunity, I had already kind of gotten back in it. But it might have been like 2 or 3 months where I was just like, I don't even get any joy out of this. And that's when I realized that the joy I was getting out of it was at being better than other people. And that really changed the way that I, you know, tried to view the entire thing. I do feel like that was very a divine, humbling moment of like, you thought you were the best and look what happens now.
Yeah. Nah, I feel like we all could kind of get knocked off that high horse at any given time, you know what I'm saying? So it's important to just kind of keep your head down, man, and just, you know, stay working, you know, never think that like whatever it is that you do is enough, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to always be working on the next thing. How do you engage with your fans and maintain a connection with them?
Honestly, that's something I'm still really working on.
Okay.
I'm trying to be more active on social media, but I also don't necessarily fully enjoy social media all the time. So I'm trying to be intentional about my relationship with it. But I'm looking to pretty soon, especially with this next release, just build more community and post more outside of just music things, post more just daily vlogs. This is what I ate this morning. This is stuff like that.
Nah, I feel it. What advice would you give an artist just starting as far as social media goes? Something that you learned over time just off of experience.
I think that I'm trying to view social media as an opportunity to show people what I can do, as opposed to like a box that I need to check. And I think approaching it that way, then you understand like it's imperfect and the algorithm sucks most of the time and like it's a headache, but it's an opportunity that exists that without it, what are you gonna do? Stand on the corner and just yell at people?
Yeah.
That can work, but how long is it gonna take?
Yeah, pull that Justin Bieber, you know what I'm saying? Go out there with the megaphone and start singing. What's some advice that you would tell your younger self?
I would probably tell my younger self that the point is not to prove anything. Because for a long time, that really was like my driving force, was to prove something to, there wasn't even a specific person, it was just prove it to them. Yeah. That's probably the advice I would give myself.
No, I dig it. Beyond music, is there any hobbies or interests that you have that you're like super passionate about?
I'm getting back in the gym. I really enjoy working out, but sometimes I'm lazy. I'm about to get into like 3D animation and 3D modeling.
That's fire.
It's something I played around with years, but like music has always been just taken up all the time. But I'm
always
trying to leave space for other hobbies. So
that's what's up. What kind of got you into the 3D animation?
So I think it was Toy Story. I thought it would be cool to like animate a scene like Toy Story, and I thought that I would download the software, and in 2 weeks I would have a scene like Toy Story. And like 10 years later, I still don't have a scene like Toy Story. But yeah, I just think it's pretty cool.
That's what's up. So you've been kind of chipping at the block for 10 years, just on and off.
Yeah, very lightly. I still consider myself a novice.
Yeah, nah, that's dope though, man. Like, all it takes is really just one season of locking in to kind of get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're farther than a lot more people, you know? What would you say is the most random DM you've ever gotten from a fan or another artist?
Random. I mean, I think we get
or surprising
spam all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, something surprising, like maybe somebody reached out that you didn't expect or something like that. It could be anything.
I did. There's this artist. Well, I don't know if he's an artist. Definitely a producer named Corey Shore that reached out to me maybe about a year ago, and he was just like, "Hey man, you're really cool. I've been reaching out to artists just to like kind of talk with them for a little bit, and we met and talked, and it was really cool." He was just kind of like giving me some advice on, you know, how I could manage switching from full-time 9 to 5 to full-time music. So I don't know if that was shocking, but it was like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
I think it was really cool.
What would you say is the biggest takeaway that you got from that that he gave you, as far as like that switch goes, switching from the 9 to 5 to doing music full-time?
Really just time management, but also like making sure that everything's in place before you leave any job.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
no, it's definitely like, I would say definitely 6 months rent and living expenses for sure, just in case, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you need to get another job, it's not hard to get a job, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, people don't want to work these days, you know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody's hiring, you know what I mean? But definitely, man, I definitely could see you going full time with it, man. So just keep going, bro. You definitely gonna be great for sure.
Appreciate you.
Who was the first person to believe in your talent, and what did that feel like for you?
I think it was my mom. I mean, my mom, you know, before I had a job, all the equipment I had was my mom buying it. So I think when she first bought me the keyboard, it was out of nowhere because I was the quiet kid that didn't talk. So it's like, what do you mean you want to do music and rap? And but when she started to hear the beats, that's when more equipment kept coming. And she was like, well, focus on school, but he didn't give you this talent for a reason. You need to stick with it. Like things like that. So I think she was the first one.
That's amazing, man. And it's always dope when it could come from your family, you know what I'm saying? Because usually, like, the resistance is what you get from your family, you know what I'm saying? So, like, to have their support, it definitely, like, helps you look at music in a different light, you know what I mean? Like, It's something that could be possible, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
What would you say is, like, the most frustrating part about creating, and how do you overcome it?
I think, so the most frustrating part for me is that I'm kind of in a weird, I get frustrated sometimes in the middle because it's like I already hear where the song is going and I just want it to be that way already.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah. And then it's like, so sometimes I get ahead of myself, and it's like I'm imagining the finished product when I'm still laying down the first chords. So that gets frustrating. But also just it gets frustrating when things aren't flowing, and that's why we mentioned before, like, you just kind of have to walk away and do something else and live life and come back when it's time.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, man. Just having that awareness to, like, be able to kind of take yourself out and just be like, you know what? Close the laptop, go outside, touch some grass, man. Like, you know what I mean? Do something. Make somebody else happy. You know what I'm saying? Come back to it another time.
Exactly.
What is the question that you're constantly asking yourself as an artist?
A lot of times, so if I'm creating, the main question is like, what's the story here? Just making sure, you know, first verse is cohesive with the second verse, is cohesive with the hook, is cohesive with the bridge. But also lately I've been asking a lot of like, what's the end goal? Because that's what I discovered in working incredibly hard and going nowhere, is that, like, if you don't have that concrete end goal in mind, then, like, you're just kind of working in a circle. So yeah, what's the end goal? Is it to be seen? Is it to be some things I do create to be seen, and some things are more like, well, this is an investment into this thing, which is an investment into this thing.
Yeah. No, I feel it. It's important to be able to, again, have that awareness, man, and just like know what you're in it for, because if you don't know why, then, you know, you kind of could get lost in the spiral of like doing something that you don't even want to do really in the long run. You know what I'm saying? So like,
right.
As artists, it's important. You know what I mean? How do you quiet self-doubt?
I don't know if I am quieting self-doubt, but I try to just keep going. I guess ignore it.
Yeah.
Sure. It's kind of, I definitely, like, that's something that's had to come up in therapy, because I struggle with self-doubt a lot, even in things just like the ability to play a scale on the trumpet. It's like, I played that scale 10 times. Why am I feeling like, you know? So yeah, I kind of just have gotten used to existing while ignoring self-doubt.
I mean, that's a skill in itself, man. So kudos to you, man. For real, for real. You know what I mean? Just being able to admit that, bro, is just like, it's a skill, because a lot of people, they're in denial, you know what I'm saying? And they run their whole life in denial, and they don't know why, you know, they have all these bad habits and things like that, and they're not able to make any type of leap forward, you know what I'm saying? But being able to look at yourself in the mirror and just being like, I shouldn't feel this way about it, but I'm gonna feel it, feel the fear, and do it anyways. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's a whole thing in itself, man. What would you say is a moment that you've been the most vulnerable in your art?
I think probably my song Lone Wolf. And it took 2 years after I wrote it to be able to put it out for that reason.
Gotcha.
And I kind of had to step out of that emotional state to be able to share it with the world, or even perform it, because it's like, it's hard to talk about depression while you're actively in it.
Yeah, no, I feel it, because you feel seen. You know what I'm saying? You feel like the world is like judging you in a sense, like, and I mean, it's a gift and a curse, because like during that time, you know, you could be so wrapped up in it emotionally that you're like speaking to somebody's soul. But in the same sense, like, I completely get it, because like when you're depressed, everything takes energy, you know what I'm saying? And like sometimes you don't even have the energy to perform it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel it, bro. Definitely. What's something that you learned about yourself through your art?
I think the main thing I realized is that I'm a lot more, I think, open about some of my flaws than I realized. Because I'll write it when I'm in the zone, and then I listen back and I'm like, oh, that's maybe more truth than I would have said in a conversation, but I said it in a song without even thinking.
Yeah, it's easier. Which
is interesting.
No judgment.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like a time chamber with yourself. We got less than 30 seconds left.
Okay.
What is success to you, and how has that meaning changed over a period of time from when you first?
In the past, I think success to me meant fame and notoriety and a record deal and performing in front of huge crowds. And now success is more about my state of being. I'm looking for contentment and peace of mind, and abundance. And so I'm not necessarily attached to how that looks like. Now the goal is just to be able to create music freely, and support myself while I'm doing it.